There we go.
Okay.
We got a bigger computer that we trying to get on right now. I have E-Sicc with me. And
oh, cool.
This Billy Jam.
It's E-Sicc. It's a cold world out there.
It's a cold world out there.
And ever since COVID, it's been even colder. And I got to hustle harder.
Right.
Good to see you, man.
Man, good to see you. You want to get out of
here? Yeah, under this unfortunate circumstance, it is good to see you, though, Billy.
Yeah, exactly. My condolences. Very sad.
DJ Tasi, thank you.
What's happening? What's happening? It's all good, man.
What's going on?
Man, I'm in your world, man.
No.
Hey, I got a question. What age was Maine-O?
Maine-O was 48.
48. Oh, too young.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah. To our brother.
Yeah. Who else are we expecting? I think
TC.
TC's here. He's just up a session right now, and he'll be with us momentarily. I'm sorry for the delay.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
Check this one out. This is the original for the album, second album, the tracking, but then everything changed after that. Because remember, it was like before it got released.
That was the track list?
The track list, yeah.
What?
The
track list for A1 Yola. But then things got
shipped things, bro.
I have an archive, A to Z. And 11.5 is a fat one. I got a ton of stuff. I'll bring them up now before everyone starts talking since you're recording. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's one. This is like, 11.5, first album came out, and there was like getting regional props. This one from Detroit. And
right on.
On my thing, they were like #1 on the hip hop slam charts, like all Bay Area stuff.
Oh, that's sick.
And
what's
hey, TC, how's it going, man?
What's up? DJ Tasi, good to meet you, man.
Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna set everything up.
It's all good, bro.
And here's another. I'll just go through these while we have the time here. But back in the beginning, we had a thing where we said we came up with this idea where the diehard 49ers fans, new San Francisco rap group 11.5, this is back in late '94, adopt the Niners logo as their own and invite Deion Sanders to wear their T-shirt in Sunday's warm up before the slaughter of the San Diego Chargers.
Right.
And here's another one that we did, and this was where we had 11.5, November 5th was declared by 11.5 as the official San Francisco Rap Day. And a few magazines picked up on that.
That's ill.
Let me put this right here. Get the link set up.
And then I'll just show these two, then we'll get.
Yeah. Sick.
And then the other variations. So these were the photos that a lot of magazines used. And you see them online now.
That's dope. Did they also use those photos for like autograph signings too?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what if you go online, people like Docs from No Joke, you'll see he has ones posted there, and different people will have them signed.
All right. So man, I want to get right to the beginning of it. San Francisco, early 90s. Rap music. What was it like growing up in SF back then, the 90s, early 90s?
Shit, the streets was tough. It was, you know what I'm saying, it was a lot of banging. It was a lot more violent back then, you know what I'm saying. Music was sort of our way out to you know what I'm saying, to not be in the wrong place at the right place at the wrong time, basically. Mm-hmm. Hunters Point was on fire at the time. It was a lot of
and nowadays lit.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, what they say, litty, huh? It was litty out here.
In 91 and 92, fresh out of high school. But see, they talk about the 90s. I'm from the 80s, man. So it was definitely litty.
Say 80s, that was a dope era.
I mean, man, the dope era was serious back then, man. Everybody was doing everything, getting money. These cats was around here getting money. These cats was doing their thing. Me.
So what got you into producing other than being on the streets doing the same shit they was doing?
I wasn't in the streets. That's the that was the difference. I was the friend they all had that was doing music.
We
you know what I'm saying? Always did. They was in the street.
They was in the street.
I was in the studio. You know what I'm saying? DJing,
but we sing, you know, we had a love for the music. TC came into, he was working with Totally Insane, Cool Nut, RBL. They was going on shows. See, before we was doing music, we was going to the shows.
Right.
Yeah. You know, so
like this was like my crew. I would bring them with me.
It was really, it was really like inviting.
Each member of Totally Insane had their own little crew or whatever. So Ad had 2-3 guys with him. Mac had 2-3 guys. I had 4-5 guys with me, you know. And we just all got together. Everybody just started kicking it, man.
Would you start DJing and producing, TC?
I probably started in 83, 84.
Okay.
The family always had music in it. Mm-hmm. Pops and them had bands, and you know, they was all just, it's just always music around the house, no matter what.
I was thinking about that because, you know, it's not like today where everybody got a studio in their, you know, their living room, their garage. You know, what studios was you going to back then?
Shit, I always had my own. I bought a 4-track, little 4-track cassette. Me and Fly Mar, you know, we was all in high school. Me and my guy Fly Mar, a couple of other cats from back in the day, man. We was just down here, 2 turntables and a 4-track.
Yeah.
Got my first 505 drum machine from Cozy, my boy Cozy, and shit, we just went from there, man. We just went from there. Just made a bunch of songs, man, every day. Cutting school and making music.
That's dope. So Cold World Hustlers, that was a group before 11-5, right? Y'all was recording before then, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Cold World Hustlers. That's E-Sicc right here.
Yeah.
How you doing? We were Cold World Hustlers initially, just 3 of us, and no, actually 5 of us.
Right.
With the whole Cold World clique. You know what I'm saying? Cold World Hustlers was a joint between Terrell, for one, so sick as real. I went to high school with him, and he always had some wild idea about getting money, and he put together that TC was my neighbor, so I knew TC was down the street making music, and we both know Vic from around the corner, where a bunch of the the life was happening. So we put, Terrell had a mind. He put those 3 people together: the person with the music, the person that wanted to rap, and the person that hold the streets, and that's where it started. And Tay was Victor's cousin, so he wanted in. Big Vic.
And y'all wasn't Rail's only group.
We wanted in.
Y'all wasn't Rail's only group.
See, now that's something I never knew.
He had the girls. That's where we got Paris from. We got Hennessy from.
From where?
He had the girls.
Not.
He had Zig and them.
Yeah.
Paris was in that group.
Yeah, he made them a group, man. And then took them and then stole.
We stole him from them. Yeah.
How about that?
That was funny.
That Terrell boy. That's who's missing. He kind of sparked it in all of us. He the one got the music going. Yeah. He the one got the music going, and he not here to talk about it. Yeah, Terrell was a member from Cold World Hustlers who was killed. What year was that?
Shit, too many drinks ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Terrell got killed.
For one so sick as real, man. That dude,
man. He the one that put this here together.
Yeah, he put a lot together, man. He connected all the friends, like, because the friends wasn't rapping. They was in the street hustling. I was making music. You know what I'm saying? He was the only one rapping.
And he was good. And he was made us.
And he was dope.
Had to fall in place.
The bar was set high.
Yeah. So it not only do I want y'all to come rap with me, this gonna be your name. This gonna be what you should talk about. He had that shit in his head, man. He was a Tupac. He was there, man.
The bar was set high, man.
He was there a long time ago.
The bar was set high.
That's dope. Do y'all remember the 11-5? Y'all remember the first song y'all recorded?
Shit, that was Flat on Your Ass. What's the first one?
No, Straight Murderism.
Was it?
Choreos? You remember we did the stuff at Choreos?
Boy.
You remember? Yeah, we did Flat on Your Ass and Killer Hole at Dude House.
Yeah, when that drum was.
Nah, we was at the Dude Choreos. His little brother.
In there.
There you go.
I remember
Oh,
that.
yeah, Twan 800. Look, Twan 800, MC Irie. MC Irie had a studio.
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
His little brother ran into some money, and they had opened up a studio. And Cold World Hustlers was already in the mix. We already did y'all first album. We recorded their first album with the enhancer over there, right up here on top of 3rd Street over here by my house. We did theirs already, and in between the Cold Worlds and 11.5 coming together, you know, getting it all together, we needed somewhere to record. I didn't really have my stuff together yet. And Corey said, man, I got a studio, man. Y'all come on through. Went through there. We made Killer Ho, and we made Straight Murderism. And then we did like a demo of them too. And then after that, man, from there and there, we got that to Joe and Chris to kind of get them an idea of what the group sounded like. Well, they already knew though, because
Dip City.
Yeah, you gotta watch these cats. We was working on the Herm compilations and all that stuff. Cold World Hustlers was on there. Maine-O and Tay featured on Cold Day in Hell. Yeah. On the Herm Lewis first compilation. So all that stuff going on all at the same time. Dog Day hear them after they stuff with Scoot Dog from see, this getting old shit.
Yeah, it's getting old, man.
No. The Hood Stars, Scoot and Band-Aid.
Yeah,
we was supposed to have did the first project on Dog Day Records was supposed to be in D-Nut, which was Scoot from the other group. Yeah. And then that fell through. Manny Black killed that. He was the executive producer. He was locked up at the time. He heard what we was doing and sent it day because we couldn't get in touch with him, but the stuff was so hot we tried to get it out. D-Nut Scoot album. And he killed that off. Once he got caught wind, he was like, nah, don't do that. So they needed another group. They go 11.5. They go, you know,
jump right in.
Aren't they part of Cold World Hustlers? They part of the Cold World clique, but they don't have no funding to do their own thing. So they came together like that. And then we let them hear Straight Murderism and Killer Ho and what was the song on your album? The 4, the 1, the 5, the Cold World clique. And then they heard Cold Day in Hell, and they were sold from there. And they trusted me because of the stuff I did, you know, because they was working at Independent Records. They already knew.
Your ear.
They already knew about the RBL and Totally Insane, and Joe was working there. So it just all worked out.
That's dope.
Yeah, to have a TC track back then, nigga, that was hot shit, nigga.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I would have been a fool not to put my friends on. You know what I'm saying?
We started off winning that way.
Right. It was just, it'd be a fool for me not to put my friends on. Cold World went and made a song. Who was that? That little Maine studio y'all had? Y'all went to somewhere?
We went to so many different studios.
When y'all first did Addicted to the Dick?
That was in Redwood City.
I heard that. I was like, nah, I had to bring them with, come on. Y'all got to come over here and work. The first one.
We was buying songs.
The first one. But man, that was kind of like the beginning of the journey, man, because the fellas was kind of like in limbo. 11.5 was because they was in Cold World, but not really. They were just part of them.
That's where Cold World clique came from.
Yeah, and they all wanted to have their own. So we just snatched Hennessy, Maine-O and Tay, and just went forward from there.
So you guys kind of got thrown into it once you started recording. It was like just y'all in the industry, in the music business, right?
Shit, we wasn't really in it we just wanted to be fresh and be on stage and rock the shows, rock the parties. That's all. Having fun. It wasn't about nothing else but just being fresh and rocking the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when y'all heard, like, not when y'all heard, but when y'all recorded Garcia Vegas, was that like you knew this was the song? Like that's going just. Well,
we did. We actually, on all of our records, when you listen to them, UDI, Cold World, 11.5, we all had, as individuals, would do a solo song within the album, within the project. So Garcia Vegas came about from us having a solo contest.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We was having a solo contest to see who had the best solo.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
it was always competition.
It was always.
It was a good, healthy competition. Who can make the best song? Who can drop the best verse? Because if you was in there bullshitting, I would kick you out the booth, and it would be very embarrassing. It'd be very embarrassing. You didn't want to get kicked out. Don't say that bullshit if you go in there. We're gonna kick you out, and we're gonna wait till all the girls show up. Then we're gonna kick you out in front of everybody. So yeah, that was part of the thing. So they had a solo contest, man, of all the groups, UDI, 11-5, Cold World, everybody was dropping albums and doing their thing. So it was coming down to who can drop the best solo song on their album. And it was pretty good competition, man. But Vegas was by far the best one.
Yeah. How did y'all we got Billy Jam on here. How did y'all tap in with Billy?
I remember through Dog Day with the pirate radio that was popping. We had to go do that. You know what I'm saying? Billy, one of the reasons that, you know what I'm saying, for our music being heard in different places and whatnot too, man. And like for him to have all our paraphernalia and whatnot with it right now, man, that's really touching, man. Because I don't have a lot of that stuff, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So Billy, how did it all start for you, brother?
Well, as TC said, he's like sort of the OG. He was there from the 80s. So I knew TC before, and then I got to know 11-5 through Joe and Chris at Dog Day Records, and they sort of brought me in early. They said, write up the press release for these guys. So I did that. I interviewed them for the radio and for various other things, for a lot of magazines, and it helped sort of get the word out there. But 11-5 were, really distinct. I mean, the sound was so clean. The production is killer. And, TC and the Enhancer brought out the best in them, but also their voices, like each had completely different voices, sort of like a different instrument, the way they rapped. And, you have to also think back to that time, as you all remember, San Francisco and the Bay Area was blowing up. I mean, it was an incredible time to be around and into the music. And like Herm Lewis, who we mentioned earlier, him and his first compilation, that kind of kickstarted the whole thing with all these compilations that people all over the country and around the world started to hear the music. So it was really an exciting time, and 11-5 definitely led the way. And in terms of Cold World Hustlers, I don't think Cold World Hustlers got half the shine that they deserved, at the time. Absolutely. It's like, even when you go online now, YouTube, you look at videos, it's like, what the hell, man? How isn't there more views for like this? I mean, I would say 11-5 deserved more props, but Cold World Hustlers definitely more, because it was sort of, I guess it was the distribution or whatever at the time, but that's the way the music industry goes.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that nationwide and global, all you guys deserve all the respect and all the love, all the credit for sure. Because I'm a Bay boy, you feel me? So it definitely changed my whole, perspective on music. And as a DJ, starting when I was 12 years old, y'all was who I was rocking with. Right. I wasn't from San Francisco. I wasn't from HP, but that's how it connected all the dots. You feel me? And you was talking about Scoot. That's the homeboy, Band-Aid, all them cats. So it's like, that's how I got my education. I was a youngster. You know what I mean? I was probably like 10 years old in the midst of that shit. You feel me? I was off the porch young. You feel me? So
influencing you, huh?
Yeah, influence. Yeah, definitely.
I just want to say one thing too about how, and TC touched on this, is like the connection with so many different artists, and not just San Francisco, also Totally Insane. It was like all these people knew each other, and like, there was Dre Dog. You mentioned like IMP, Cougnut. I mean, so many legends that at the time, I honestly think that people couldn't really comprehend it. Like me, I was a hip hop DJ. I came up in the 80s, listened to all types of hip hop, which originally was just East Coast, but then I embraced, the West Coast and the Bay Area, particularly for writing for the Source and that. But I don't think at the time, and I know it's true, even with Mac Trey, people didn't fully get the Bay Area, the local music. They're like, oh, that ain't hip hop. There was all these snobs back then. It's like, yeah, this is hip hop. This is Bay Area. This is San Francisco. And fool, you be sleeping.
That's right.
So do y'all see some of the younger generation? Because I know, you know, a lot of these young kids, they hear the rappers that they like, and then they read their articles or stories, and then the rappers that they like talk about Cold World Hustlers and 11-5, TC and the Enhancers. So it's like, do y'all see some of these younger generation of kids kind of like tapping into y'all music?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, a lot of our sound is still it's still the same sound that's being used.
That's funny. Every time Tay see something or hear something, he'll leave me a little message on IG. they in our bag, bro. They in our bag.
Right. And we had a formula that we was using, you know what I'm saying? So we hear the same formula because we created it, so we know what it is, you know?
Yeah. So out of the 4 albums, Tay and TC, what was the favorite, y'all favorite to work on? What was the funnest?
Shit, the first one.
It's always the first one,
The first one.
Because the first one was cool, man. It wasn't no expectations.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't no it wasn't no label in the way. Wasn't nobody trying to make us do stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was just us, me and my friends. We having fun. We in the studio. We create.
Yeah, it was unedited.
Yeah. It was untouched, unbothered. You know,
they call it raw.
Right.
Raw.
Yeah. And if I can interject, to think that a group could come out with a song, you know, kill a hoe, fuck that bitch. You know, I got kicked off. They wanted to kick me off a pirate radio station for playing that song because there was some feminists there. They're like, what the hell did he just play? I said, that's 11-5.
Right.
That's a cold world when you can get kicked off a pirate station.
I mean, man, that's like I say, it was untouched. It was raw. It was Dog Day fought. Hold on, don't get it wrong. Dog Day fought us about that song. You know, Joe didn't want to put that on the album.
And there was a disclaimer. Remember, she had a disclaimer on one.
Exactly. That's why we had to put that at the end of the song. Exactly. But yeah, man, it's just like the first album, man, was everything. It just, the second album, just everything just started getting corporate and difficult. Yeah. and that's when it's time that everybody just start going their different ways and doing different things. And some people swim. Tay Da Tay took to it.
Yeah, I could swim a little bit.
Maine-O and he kind of phased back a little bit because they wasn't. It was too.
The camaraderie was. Yeah. We always needed that though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That group. When you find that bond, you know what I'm saying. Those my brothers, man. And you know, the creativity is uncanny when we put our heads together. Like,
when everybody in the right headspace, man. That group, man, 11-5 was something to be reckoned with. When everybody was focused, you know. Yeah. That was the thing, man. Shit, that first album though, man, that was the one.
Yeah, and that was I was looking at the day that dropped. That was March 31st, 95, right? So that's close to
shit. I don't know, man. 90.
Yes.
Good homework.
Right.
Was it 93 or 95?
Cold Streets was 93, so it wasn't that early.
Oh, so 95.
Yeah, so that was 26 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the end of 94 was when the single came out, and then the album came out after.
Yeah. So,
but like I see, we don't even, them dates don't matter to us because like we was drinking, partying, and working. I mean, you know, I can't even call it work. We was just making music and having fun, man. Yeah. We was just really like having fun, enjoying being with my brothers making music.
Straight from the streets to in the garage, and then
to the stage,
you know.
Where were some of the best shows at in the Bay Area that y'all performed at?
On 3rd Street at Martin Luther
King. 3rd Street at Martin Luther King Park.
One show in particular that we had with
the Eastmont Mall.
Pete Rock and Eastmont Mall, the ice cream jam.
The ice cream jam at the
that was mystical, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was a good show for you. I missed that one.
That was a pretty nice show, but Pete Rock and CL Smooth show we had with them.
And anytime we got down with the Loonies, you know, they was direct competition and friends with us. You know what I'm saying? The Loonies.
Had a lot of shows with them.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Meanwhile, going back in time, even if it's in reverse, this is Billboard magazine, the gospel of the music industry, the main one. 11.5 were on that one too, coming up, which is a big deal.
Sick.
And got love all over the country. And what's amazing for 11.5 is that, you know, they had a distinct sound, very unique, you know, with each three members having sort of like different tones to it.
Yeah.
But it was a distinctly San Francisco Bay Area, really San Francisco, and, you know, the area they were from. But people in Detroit were in love with the music. People all over the country, people in Atlanta, people just loved the sound of 11.5.
Yeah.
We can still hear a lot of the sound today, and a lot of
for
Exactly.
sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
TC, if you ever need, I have all the radio edits that were done before. If you ever need copies of those,
we got Billy got
Billy got everything.
but if you're promoting the album, you would need them. But yeah, I do. I try to archive everything.
Billy, you're in your Nardwar bag right now, man.
Yeah, exactly. I know that guy. He did a show on WFMU for a bit too.
Yeah,
he's crazy.
Make a few dollars, shit.
Hey Billy, so how did you get involved with doing the what was the ideas for doing the skits on the album?
Well, it was a funny thing, and the guys would recall this too, because someone just asked me on Instagram recently about it. So what happened was, it was during the first album, was over in the studio in San Francisco in the Haight District. I think it was a Frisco studio's name, but anyway, TC was there, and the Enhancer and 11.5 were there, and we went outside to smoke a blunt. And we were looking up the street, right? And there was this young white couple walking down, and then they saw us. They saw like three black guys and a white guy, and they were like, "Oh!" And they crossed the street, and then they went down the other side. And then I was making fun of them, saying, "Oh, those guys aren't going to jack us, are they?" You know, and then was a joke, and we were all cracking up. And they said, "You should go in and do it." And then TC said, "Yeah, let's do it," as a joke. So that was how it sort of happened by accident, really.
No, that's dope. Those skits was hella funny though.
And then thanks to 11.5, then other people started inviting me on different, skits on their albums.
Yeah. So was that like your first? That was like obviously your first time doing skits and album recordings.
I think so. I might have done one with Pooh Man before that, or Master P. I forget. But that was like the first of many. That was really kickstarted it.
Yeah. What you got there, Billy?
So this is what they would show in different stores, and also was in magazines, Dog Day Records, Joe and Chris. Although it's coming out backwards, I realize, so you can't really see it. And then this was like the one sheet that went out. So this is City Hall distributed, and then went through like local one-stops like music people. So record stores around the country would have gotten this and then known to order it on the different formats, and read about 11.5, where they're from, San Francisco, and about TC as a producer and the Enhancer and the members, and then also the connection with Herm Lewis, because Herm, I wore this shirt because he's 11.5 are on this compilation, Still Trying to Survive, because Herm was a very big supporter of 11.5 from day one. Absolutely.
We but shit, during those days, this new generation don't know nothing about sound scans or nothing. We was moving big units.
I know. In fact, the units that 11.5 were moving then, it would be literally a #1 pop album today. Right?
Yo, Tay, how did y'all all get connected?
Well, we got connected. Shit, we was all boys, you know what I'm saying? And I was rocking with Big Vic is my cousin from Cold World Hustlers.
Yeah.
So we was right. That's actually how we came upon the studios with Cold World Hustlers first. But shit, me and Maine-O and Hennessy grew up on Oakdale. We grew up together. Me and Maine-O, high school. Riding the bus, women. I mean, anything you could think of as a youngster, man. That's what we did. And after I think E-Sicc had went to jail, and
Maine-O
went to jail. But I think that's what brought us together. I think Paris wanted to make the music.
I knew was on OD.
Right. and here come 11.5.
Maine-O get out of jail. As soon as he get out, he fresh. He want to rap. So we put that out. Got bored with that. Got bored with
y'all was teenagers, huh?
Already done. Yeah, we 19, 20, 19.
Okay. Yeah, youngsters.
Yeah, what was it like back in Hunters Point back
another
then?
group, and they go 11-5 out of the Cold World people. Hennessy said, I want to rap too. I want in. Y'all can't keep leaving me out.
Hey, one of the few crews that had rap practice. I mean, we was thorough. You know what I'm saying? We used to lock it in like a work day and really get it in. We was trying to perfect that craft, you know.
And we didn't have nobody else to follow. We was the pioneers of this shit. We didn't have nobody else to go follow. We had we knew Coog Nut and what TC was doing with Coog Nut over there.
Yeah.
Coog Nut. We helped RBL make their first album in the basement. As Cold Hustlers making their same album.
Yeah.
So anyway, regarding what you were asking TC there, so I came up with this is from Dog Day Records. So it was late 1994 when they started promoting the album for an early 95 release. And of course, back in those days, any date that was picked for an album release always got moved back, delayed by a month or something. So there was always some little hitch.
So what was the process like getting music to DJs back then? You know, I know today it's as easy as just sending a email.
It was DJ pools, huh?
Yeah, they had the DJ pools, and that pretty much was it. DJ pools and just whoever we probably knew as a DJ. Yeah, like the
that was like servicing on vinyl.
And then the label itself, sometimes like Dog Day would have a short list of radio DJs to send out the radio versions to, but then the DJ pool handled most of them for the regular version, you know, the street version.
You remember any of the DJ pools?
Well, there's Pros in Oakland, Music Pros, which is
wasn't
pretty
that
big.
at Moses Music?
It was down near the lake.
Yeah, I remember going to that one.
Yeah. Where was Moses Music?
Moses is on actually that's on 80th and E14.
And this is the one sheet. This is for flyers. They printed these up at the label and they would hand them out as flyers and as stickers for 11.5. There was a lot of promotion that Dog Day did. And this would be to get people to call up and request it on the radio to back up the 12 inches that were sent out.
Oh, yeah, even said I seen he got a UDI on the same flyer. So
and that's exactly.
After Dog Day got with 11.5, they also joined in with another couple of guys from the neighborhood.
UDI, Big Quentin did.
There you go.
UDI t-shirt.
Oh man.
Yeah. Wow, he got a real oh man.
Totally insane.
Look at Billy.
PC.
Wow.
And we want to say shout out to Hennessy too, man. He wasn't able to be here today, man. But he's definitely here with us, you know what I'm saying? That's my brother.
Yeah, shout out Hennessy. I'm gonna put up my Hennessy.
There you go.
It's good.
It's good.
TC, what you working on nowadays?
My little cousin Jago got a single out right now. Doing pretty good. We over 100,000 views. Got a video called Girls. Got a song called Girls. I'm working on him right now. I'm in a band called the RG Experience.
Oh,
we working on that. Yeah, me and my other OG cats, you know.
What's the name of the band?
Huh?
What is the name of the band that you have?
RG Experience.
Okay.
RG Experience.
Matter of fact, they just switched it to RGTC Experience. So yeah, that's a fun group to be in. I get to be the engineer and the sequencing guy and all that old stuff in that band. So is
everything virtual right now?
Pretty much. Yeah. Right now, until we get back live like we want to be. That's the real thing. That was the whole thing, was doing something with a live band. Yeah. So yeah, that's you know, we got the drums, we got the horns, we got everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just there doing the sequencing and you know, basically lining up the background vocals. Say the bass player don't show up, I got all his parts. So you know, I'm just doing that with them. And then just basically, man, just dealing with all my clients. I've been working over here, my Thiz Latin Hayward partners. Bagman Records, just you know, just Trying to keep something
TC's
going.
a hustler.
He's trying to keep TC stay busy. Same shit. The same shit for 30 years.
I mean, the game that changed. Look, it's so many artists and so much music. It's so congested. So it's hard to stand out now. You know what I'm saying? You got to do ridiculous stuff. You see why all these cats is doing dumb shit to get pop and sticking shit in their head and all that goofy shit.
You mean the Marvel dude?
Yeah, oh my God.
The Marvel character?
Right. But yeah, my little cousin though, man, he got it, man. He got the little Chris Brown thing going on. So y'all get a chance to check him out. Jago.
He from SF too?
From Frisco.
Okay.
Yep, the name of the song and video is Girls.
Hey, Tasi, can I ask the guys a question?
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was just for Tay, E-Sicc, and TC. I was thinking about, you know, you were talking earlier about back in the early 90s and the mid 90s and how the music industry was in terms of like that first 11.5 album and the number of copies, like physical copies that sold. And I wondered, like now, I mean, the game has changed so much. Do you think that it was a really great time to be around when you could actually make money, even though labels would rip off people here and there? Do you think it was a fortunate time to be putting out music?
Yeah, absolutely. It was one of the best times. I mean, well, it takes 1 million streams to get some type of make some type of revenue off your product now. You know what I'm saying? You know, we sold 1 million singles or 1 million records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We was out the trunk in the beginning, man. We was out the trunk. Tower Records leaving consignments. I'm talking about really out the trunk.
Standing in front of the horse and cow, getting them off.
Yeah, selling music out the trunk is where we started. It wasn't always
and when it blew, it blew.
So
it was nothing like
got to see the whole.
It was nothing like seeing cars go up and down the street and hearing yourself
on the road. We dropping off tapes at record stores and waiting for them to call back and get the money, and 11.5 was in them same cars with us while we was on the way to, you know what I'm saying? Even though their first product came out on a Dog Day Records, they were there.
And I have one other question too. Like looking back at those times, Tiwa Uzi's creative music, so many great places, independent mom and pops.
Right.
You want to reflect on how important those were, the mom and pops back then, those small record stores, especially black-owned ones.
Right. And then you had to go to the hoods in every city to get Joe too. Right, and create music.
Lambert,
man, he sold records for the whole time.
Man, that dude, last time I went by there, man, that dude was like, man, do you got any of that old product? Because he turned around, he had a wall full of CDs. He said, because I can't sell none of this shit. He was like, I need the old stuff, man. He said, if you got 5, 10 guys, bring it to me. He said, because I cannot sell none of it. I was like,
and those guys really took a chance on us on taking our music or just paying us up front so we can go buy some more tapes from the man. That was a great time, and these people don't even know what it's like to have to do that. You know, they don't know.
Yeah, it's all virtual. To actually physically get your product for the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then hear that shit playing riding down the street.
Man, that's always been the greatest feeling in the world, man.
To hear your shit playing and somebody calling riding down the street.
You in a different part of your city or something, man, and just hear somebody driving by slapping your music. That right there is the best feeling in the world.
What the commercial say? Price.
Or you're on the radio and your beeper going off because they want to tell you you're on the radio.
Right. Standing on stage. People going off, people telling you they see you and that. Like, come on, man. Craziness, though. Craziness.
Man, rest in peace, Maine-O, man.
Man, rest in peace, Maine-O. That's what we really at. And the reason why we even clicked up today that you got these 3 different, you know what I'm saying? Big Vic and Hennessy, they not far away. And prayers out to Big Quint.
Yeah,
and we really going through a tough time right now because we really lost a soldier. We really lost a soldier.
A brother, man. You know, real
40,
brother.
40 years I'd have known that man.
Man, for real.
Wow.
I don't remember not knowing.
I don't remember not knowing.
I don't remember not knowing. Like he lived literally across the street one point right now, around the corner. I could have jumped the fence and went been right in his backyard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maine-O, man.
Wow. I mean, you know, it's good that you guys have the music to keep his memory alive. And also, you guys have the memories. Is there any dope stories that you could tell us about Maine-O?
Wow, man. Where do you start? The murdering bastard. Maine-O was so angry.
He was intense, man.
He was way
the intensity of Maine-O.
And that's exactly how he tell you how fucking mad he is.
It's to the point, like, with Maine-O, like, it's to the point now, people are leaving messages like, man, I wish I could just argue with him one more time. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was him.
We was calling him Wolverine back then.
Be like, Maine-O, that's purple. No, it ain't. It's blue. And go. Whole 2-hour argument over what color something is.
But that boy had something different with that music. He knew how to turn the rapping with the singing. Oh, yeah. And that was another level of our competition. I got to beat this motherfucker into singing or something. Fuck you, Jermaine.
Yeah, it wasn't too many groups doing that either.
Man,
wasn't too many artists
doing that shit.
But it took y'all a long time to catch on to what Maine-O was doing to y'all.
Man.
He would let all y'all rap first.
Yeah.
And come on and destroy all y'all. I caught on to his shit early. Yeah. Y'all didn't catch it. It took y'all, I think it was about the after the drama album. Y'all figured, they're like, man, wait a minute. This dude.
No, you go first.
Yeah. They started making him go first after that. That was funny. Too much though, man. Too many stories, man. A lot of them we can't tell because of legal reasons.
Statute.
We're not sure. We ain't sure of the limitations and all that stuff, man. You know what comes to my mind? Heidi.
Oh my God.
You remember that shit?
Maine-O was not the most successful drug dealer. Maine-O was, and his first verses was wrote in jail. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as he got out of jail, we put Maine-O in. It was Maine-O, come on. Sing some of that shit you've been.
Send him to the studio because he's gonna go out there and fail it.
Some of that shit you've been
coming up with Herm, man.
Yeah, and
shout out to Herm Lou too, man.
Maine-O, because we talking to Maine-O and Maine-O talking that shit to Herm. Yeah, right. That's real shit. Yeah. Shout out to Herm.
Too funny.
Yeah, Jermaine wasn't the most successful drug dealer, so he had to keep busy in the studio.
Right.
Have you guys ever talked about recording, getting back in the booth?
And that's it always come into play, but
we talk about it.
Now, what happened though, man? I gotta keep it real, man. Life happened, but when we get together, niggas just start partying.
Right.
And don't nothing get done. I mean, that's just, I'm gonna keep it real. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And Tay be serious. I'm already knowing what's supposed to happen. Tay serious. He in there, I didn't put the beat on, he didn't drop this verse already.
Hey, TC, I've got a question for you. On that thread of like, if doing like something 11.5 in your archives, do you have any sort of outtakes, acapellas of Maine-O somewhere on a reel to reel somewhere?
I would have to go through.
But you might.
I might. I would have to go through a lot of stuff and look, but I might.
I'm sure I think, man, I have some on.
Might have some stuff too. Yeah, I got them shooting up there too. So. Yep. Take a look when I'm looking through because right now I'm in the process of looking for Coog Nut stuff.
You are?
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a look for Maine-O 11.5 stuff now too. Just make sure we clean out the whole closet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, but speaking of Coog Nut, again, he was just ahead of the time, right? People just they didn't recognize him in his lifetime. I mean, some did, but it seems like now everybody is like appreciating Coog Nut.
Yeah, Coog Nut was the rapper's rapper.
Right.
If you rapped, you looked up to Coog Nut because every time Coog Nut ran up on you, check this out. And he starts spitting in your ear. But he only ran up to rappers with it. He would, he made sure he kept his tools sharp. He did that with other rappers. Other rappers be, man, I don't feel like hearing no rap. Hey, you're a rapper. What do you mean you don't want to hear no raps? Start rapping with him, like that type of thing. He was the rapper's rapper, though, man. Coog was an animal. Animal. Working with his daughter now, too. Rest in peace, Coog. Yeah, I'm working with his daughter right now. Alien Matt Kitty.
Coog was right down here.
Oh, I think I talked to her online. Yeah. She seems like a pretty cool person.
And Mariah's out there, man. Mariah's fun. Alien Matt Kitty. Y'all got to check her out. She's dope.
Matt Kitty, for sure.
Yeah,
TC, you've worked with so many people. Can I just ask you, how many? Have you ever added up the number of artists that you've worked with?
I stopped at about 300.
Wow.
Yeah. I stopped at about 300. My memory started going at about 300. There ain't no telling how many songs.
On an estimate, how many beats you think you produced?
I don't know. I really don't know.
If you were to guess.
I know it's over 1,000.
Wow.
Got to be over 1,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Definitely. Because a lot of stuff out there that didn't come out. Yeah. Yeah, we got to be over 1,000.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I get people running up on me all the time. Like, you remember that song we done? Nope.
That's a decent resume.
Like, you know, me and San Quinn had a long talk about this the other day. We had a nice little talk. He like, man, he said, man, I rapped on like 2,500 songs. And he was like, I got this lawyer dude, man. We just went through all my stuff. He was like, shh. I was like, yeah, I think I'm on that same kind of boat. I ain't that many songs, but it's up there. It's definitely up there.
Yeah.
I've got a question for E-Sicc and Tay. How many different other artists' tracks have you recorded on and compilations that people put out?
Oh man, I did a lot of features.
Some that didn't come out.
Yeah,
it's a lot that
I've been on a lot of songs, man. Like I could at least say over 100.
Wow.
Over 100 features.
Way over 100.
Yeah, maybe even more. Yeah. So yeah, love music, love working, love being creative. You know what I'm saying? Like TC said earlier, man, you know, we always talk about doing it again, but we, you know, everybody grow up, man, shit, you know what I'm saying? And life hits you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We still like to enjoy what we're doing and everything, but it's kind of hard to do that with all the responsibilities of home, you know, and everything. You don't want to be that young guy out there doing that no more, you know what I'm saying? Morals change these days.
Morals change. I kind of even want to be that young guy out there saying that shit no more. I can't even say to the.
I be hearing some songs.
Watching life.
Look, I be hearing some songs. I'm cringing like. We did that.
I used to say that too. Yeah, that's like I can't say that shit now. I don't really mean that.
Nah, just being young and wild though,
Leave
man.
that shit out.
Yeah, for sure.
Not that part.
Yeah.
Just being young and wild.
Take that out.
Okay, so catching up to today's time, E-Sicc, who's somebody right now you listening to? Like not necessarily like a new artist, but a newer artist. Who's somebody that's on your radar?
I got XM. I got a Prius and XM radio. Just play a bunch of East Coast shit. You know what I'm saying? So I literally listen to the radio, and I really just take what they force feed me.
Right.
I really ain't. I don't really even go on YouTube and switch artists and look for this person, look for that person. I kind of like lazy. I just let that shit play, or if I play Cameo, I'm just gonna let it play and let it feed me. So anything that's kind of common or getting a lot of spins, that's kind of what I get force fed the shit, man. So
I mean, that's programming nowadays. That's
I'm on
KBLX, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of some of the whatever
jazz station,
whatever regular radio's playing. That's where I kind of get force fed to listen to whatever, you know.
But as for today's artists, though,
what about you, Tay?
Like Griselda and like Benny the Butcher. I like that type of vibe.
Benny's hard. Benny's latest project is dope.
Yeah.
And it's sad. I don't know who these people is, and I be DJing. It's sad. Man, I listen to Sugar Free, man. I listen to Sugar Free, and it's pretty much cut the deck. I like Mozzie a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I can listen to Mozzie, YG. I'm shot.
I mean, little YG.
With my boy Jubies, my boys around the corner. We listen to the neighborhood shit.
We still listen to that.
My other nephew, Prezi, Do Better, all that. So, you know, we We do all that, but man.
Your SOBs,
but we old, man. We old school. You get in my car, you gonna hear Ohio Players, Earth, Wind and Fire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We gonna do that.
We was vibing to that shit back then when it was right music.
And I'm still listening to the same music. I still vibe off the old school.
Right.
Jamaica funk, Knee Deep, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Aqua Boogie.
OJs.
Funky Worm. I'm OJs, all that, man. That's where I'm at with it, man. Like constantly. You might get about 10% of something new every now and then in my car or something like that. But I'm old.
Can I jump in there? For music. Oh yeah. So because I DJ every week on the radio on WFMU, I go and I listen to music. But something that the guys were just saying there about how, before the amount of music coming out, it was limited. Like now it is just so saturated that they're like back in the day when 11.5 were putting out music, you could still pretty much go out and buy every new record that was coming out. And then like by into the 90s, it just got too much. Of course, now in the digital age, somebody puts out like a record today, a song today rather, and by next Tuesday, it's old, and it's just so hard to keep up with it all that you really got to kind of dig and dig. And I think people misjudge a lot of music because the popular music, people who've been around for a few decades may not appreciate it as much, but there's still great new music coming out, but you got to really go digging for it.
Absolutely.
And it might only have like on SoundCloud, like 300 views, or the YouTube video might only have 197. But MC Wicks out of Fresno, I think is really good. Board Stiff from San Francisco, who've been around for a long time, just put out a new one this year that's really good. And there's still a lot of artists who have been around for a while and they're still putting out stuff like Zion I, Planet Asia, California artists, and they kept the original flavor. I think sometimes some artists, they try to get with the times and it doesn't work,
I went to my first rave with Planet Asia and Walt Liquor. Wow. My boy Walt. Yeah, because Planet Asia used to do the remember when raves had like the hip hop little section in the hip hop rooms back in San Francisco and all those places. So yeah, that was my first rave experience with Planet Asia.
Hey, I got a secret too. A lot of people, Spearhead live right around the corner from me.
Oh, word?
You got a house right here on the corner.
Oh, that's dope. Oh, you on a musical block.
Exactly.
I catch him walking up and down the block every day. We both give each other.
Yeah, just
he know who I am. I know who he is. But we cool brother. He just be walking up and down the street. I'm like, it's all right. That dude, I know he's a millionaire right there. Right. That boy live right around the corner, man. It's all right.
That's dope.
Damn, I hate to get to cutting it short, but man.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all time.
I appreciate it. If you want to get any more, man, everybody is pretty much set up, and we can link again too as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, we definitely got to do this again. And get Hennessy here.
Absolutely, I would love to have him be a part of it as well.
Right on. I appreciate y'all time. Thank you guys. I'm doing a 11.5 Cold World tribute mix tomorrow. Maybe TC, I'll dig in the crates and see what other songs you produce and throw that in the mix as well.
So gotta get some Coog in there, man. Get some Coog nut in there.
Yeah, that's automatic.
Gotta get him a big pride.
Rest in peace to the homie Maine-O, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Maine-O.
And shout out to Joe and Chris Dog Day and Herm Lewis too.
Shout out to Joe and Chris.
And Herm Lewis especially.
I did the shoots on IG,
Shout out to Herm, man. Thank you.
Hey, TC, Tay, E-Sicc, Billy Jam, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. Salute to y'all.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work.
Billy, love you, man. Love you,
too.
Looking
Tay, I'll send you that.
Thank you, Billy.
All right,
okay. Talk soon. Bye.